I would like to now introduce Assembly Member Roger Hernandez, who will discuss his bill, AB 278.
Thank you, Senator Wesso. I'm glad to join this effort to call attention to the fact that our nation's passed the historic Voting Rights Act 50 years ago. Yet we encounter instances where either by design or by resistance, communities across our state still face challenges as they exercise their right to vote. I'm glad to stand with my colleagues here today as we represent a package of bills that will, as we introduce a package of votes that will increase voter turnout, protect California's voters, and bring needed reforms to elections processes. As many of you know, I have introduced election reform legislation every session that I've been in the Assembly. I feel strongly about the need to ensure that every citizen in every community has a voice. I've introduced Assembly Bill 278 that requires any city of 100,000 or more residents to conduct district-based elections. Currently, over 20 cities with large populations elect their councils at large. So this number is significant. Most of these 100,000 plus communities started with a population of about 500 to 5,000 in population. There's been significant growth. In my hometown of West Covina, a city of over 107,000 residents, all 4 current city council members, one just resigned recently, live in the same part of the town, the northeastern part of West Covina. In fact, 2 of them live in the same neighborhood near the country club, just adjacent. This has denied the opportunity for every resident in West Covina the opportunity to have a true and representative council serving them. Until I was elected, no one from my side of town served on the council, and no Latino had served on the council. After I left, no one from my side of town has served, even with multiple candidates running from these areas or from the ethnic background. Why is this important? When I've served on the council, it was clear to me where our city resources were spent. Parks near the country club were beautifully landscaped, and roads in the northeastern part of town were repaired quickly. The repaving was done more regularly, more often. It was no surprise to me that city resources went to where city council members lived. This story is repeated city after city across the state of California. We can dig deeper and examine the impact income, education, and ethnicity have on the process that rewards some of the expense of those with greater needs. But fundamentally, it is about fairness and about keeping our promise of democracy. Every citizen deserves a voice. Every neighborhood deserves a voice at the council dais. By electing council members at large, you create the system in which one community is empowered over the needs of other residents. My Assembly Bill 278 will empower all communities, all neighborhoods, to elect their own voice, their own advocate to their city council. They can hold him or her accountable, and in turn decisions made by the council will more likely be representative of the needs of all residents throughout these communities. If not, voters in each district will have the opportunity to elect a new council member that will advocate for them. It is important to note the fact that at-large elections have been the subject of litigation across our state that challenges that election process as a violation of both the state and federal Voting Rights Act. Voters in numerous cities, including Anaheim, Compton, Palmdale, and Watsonville, have gone to court to discard the at-large voting system. I challenge local governments to embrace district-based elections in order to bring justice to the residents now, not when mandated by courts. Let's stop spending taxpayer dollars unnecessarily in litigation, and let's bring better representation in our communities. Given the history and the battles of the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Movement, I am still amazed that elected officials still create obstacles, counter campaigns against reforms, hire expensive lawyers to delay or fight in court, and other tactics to make the path of civil rights, the path of ensuring every voter matters, more difficult. It is personally disappointing to me that after 50 years, here we stand fighting for reform to bring democracy, true democracy, to every citizen in our state. I thank you for being here today. I thank my colleagues. We stand here with courage and strength to do what's right, and that is to strengthen the voice of every voter, every neighborhood, and to make sure that we have stronger representation. I think in doing so, we strengthen the interests and desire of the California's electorate at the polls. Thank you so much.